Now that we got that, now that we got that out the way, what is going on? This is ShanGO Ray, aka Real Deal Ray, your intuition's mouthpiece. When that monkey mind wants to take over. This is it's kind of a brief video. What's up, TV? How you doing there? Welcome in. Come on, get comfortable. Get comfortable. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? What's up, Piff? Good to see you, Piff. I'm doing good. I'm doing great, TV. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yeah. Come one, come all. Oh, Pip, I'm doing great. Thank you. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Good. Well, welcome everybody. I know it's late. It's probably. Oh, that's what's up, Pip. Right back at you, baby. Mwah. Haha. Wow. Bora. What's going on, Bora? Get to work, Bora. Work, B-Gen. Yes, you are. Guilty. What's going on? Yeah. Saturday, got the Saturday colors on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So basically, got a little something special here. Something real actually special. Was not planning on doing this, talking about this or whatever. Um, but here I am, and I also have an oracle reading, a very brief oracle. It's a new moon oracle reading for whoever this is for. I don't know who it's for. Okay, so that will be shortly. Okay, but I don't know if some of y'all have known or not, but I have. I have a long relationship with this very powerful energy, this very dark energy. Some would call it death. Many of you have a relationship with her too. This dark feminine energy. Uh, we know it, we love it as Santísima Muerte, Santa Muerte. Eliel, what's going on? Nice to see you. And I had a long relationship with this energy, and maybe over the past like 2 years or whatnot, I kind of got disconnected, or what I experienced was disconnected. But yeah, we reunited in the field. Not like she ever really goes anywhere. Like, she's a party, you know what I'm saying? She can't go anywhere, but she's a very extremely powerful energy. Very transformative. Sometimes very abruptly. Let me tell you, a lot of you already know the end of 2018. Y'all know about that energy because it's not gentle, it's not kind sometimes, as far as just the way, if you see her, she has she got that scythe, that skith, and when shit gets cut, sometimes it gets cut what needs to be cut, you know. She also very much so represents the deepest aspects of you. This is a wonderful energy to work with, especially if you're really into your self transformation, if you're really into your shadow work. You want to be tapping in, with this energy. But I've been going to bed about 6 in the morning now, 6:30, depending. And it was probably maybe 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Now it's like that's my early bedtime time. As far as like I was asleep, but I wasn't asleep. That when you're half in between worlds still. And so she was telling me something that she wanted me to partake in with a few individuals or whatever. So I'm going to get into that. Title of this video is the Muerte Mojo bag. Okay. Now, one thing about Mojo bags that I particularly love, I love, especially in the profession that I'm in and working with people. And I haven't been doing it as much lately, you know. But Mojo bags, what I like about Mojo bags is it puts the power where it belongs, back in your bra, you know, back in your panties or your pocket, but back in your hands. It's a very hands-on type of thing. Now, a Mojo bag is very much so kind of like a spell in a bag, if you will. Okay, that's exactly what it is. It's a spell in a bag. Okay, and I'm not going to get into how to make a Mojo bag because there's Mojo bags, also known as Gree-Grees, for basically anything you could think of. And I'll say hello to everybody in just a minute. I just wanted to get this out, and then I'm going to do this new moon oracle reading, and then chop it up with y'all real fast. Um, but back to the Mojo bag situation here. Um, but like I said, they're very personal. You know, they're very, very personal. Now, you can have a Mojo bag working for you. And like I said, it's basically a spell in a bag. Another way of looking at it would be saying that it's basically, it becomes an entity in a bag, an entity devoted to your cause, your agenda, your intention, whatever that is. And when you use a Mojo right, you end up establishing a relationship with it. You know, like I said, it's an alive. It becomes alive. You give it life. And that's one of my favorite things about the Mojo bag, especially being, there's a couple. I got like 3 clients right now. They're about to get what I'm about to tell you about, and they don't even know it yet. But like I said, you can make a Mojo bag for a specific outcome. You know, I want this job, or even, and I don't really suggest this one, but like I'm trying to get this particular person. It can work, but my favorite use of a Mojo bag is to create an ongoing circumstance and situation for yourself. You know, and that's my favorite. You know, because for example, as opposed to trying to get one particular person, you can use a Mojo bag to manifest and you know be a fucking magnet basically to a bunch of ideal relationships. Like if you have an archetype of what you want, it can create an ongoing circumstance and situation of, consistency, in finance, in health, in protection, um, whatever you can basically almost think of. Like I said, there's a Mojo bag for that, you know. But what Santissima Muerte had was talking to me about was basically to, because if you know me and you follow me, I have never, if you've ever even been to my website or anything, like I don't offer like Mojo bags or something like that. I have done bags for clients for certain things, um, but never in this particular capacity. Okay, but whether you're looking for, like I said, more abundance, right? Maybe you want more abundance. Like I said, consistently, constantly. Okay, I'm telling you, a Mojo bag is the way to go. It's one of my favorite ways. I will tell you a quick story about my personal experience with a Mojo bag. The first time that I ever made one, maybe you want more spiritual power, you know, magical power, influence, maybe some domination influence, right? Hey, maybe you want things, maybe you're in legal situations, okay? You need things to be equaled out for you, okay? And of course, the traditional hoodoo style, red is for everything, but this is also, of course, dealing with love. This could also be dealing with passion, with lust. Maybe you're trying to, up your sex game some, or you want more sex partners. Maybe it's not a love relationship. Everybody's looking for something different. A lot of people don't know necessarily exactly what they're looking for, but basically, my experience with the Mojo bag is years and years ago when I was going through very hard times. I was basically magically retaining a particular location because I had nowhere to go. And when that spot finally blew up. Right before it blew up, I made a Mojo bag. And I remember going to the Botanica. I remember getting all the ingredients that I needed for it. And I activated it, did that shit up. And as soon as that situation became like, basically, it was like almost spirit saying, okay, enough with this shit. That's enough. And that situation just blew up. It's almost as if this building is blowing up on fire. Here goes ShanGO, and my foot happened to just land in a. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna tell you one of the things that happened. Okay. And hey, I don't give a shit because this is what it was years ago. Um, as that happened, I basically attracted a young sugar mama who worshiped me, gave me everything I wanted. But the point is, that's not the point, and I'm not guaranteeing anybody's gonna get that. Okay. But if I was to look back and I calculate, I mean, the benefits was in the thousands and thousands. Okay. I mean, that's not really important, but my point is the shit fucking works. Now, when I look back on what I did with that bag, I really did treat that bag like a person, you know? And every time that bag brought me something, I would, with genuine, heartfelt expression, I would express to it how grateful I was to it. I talked to it. And who do they say you got to sweet talk it, and that's true, because like I said, it feeds off your energy. I made sure to feed it right. I made sure to feed it constantly. Like I fed that motherfucker great, and it was, I mean, for my first time making a Mojo bag years and years ago, unfucking believable. I mean, just unbelievable, you know? And I'll never forget that experience. And ever since then, I've always had good experience. I know what it takes to keep that Mojo bag going and working. You got to put your heart and your imagination and your energy into it. If you do that, you will reap atomic benefits. Now, I suggest when you do get a Mojo bag that you have it for one particular area of your life. Okay? One particular area. Not a bunch of different things all over the place. Okay? So if it's for protection, you want protection. If it's for love, lust, vitality, um, manifesting physical goods, whatever. Okay? If it's about finances, all right? If it's about, like I said, some type of legal problem, legal justice, anything like that, equality, balancing out your life, okay? Which is also related to the heart chakra. Spiritual power, okay? Make sure you pick one area. That's the thing. You got to focus on one area instead of just the one particular result, because within that one area, there are the desired results. The goal is to shoot for the stars so you'll at least hit the moon, as I like to say. But anyway, Sandra Muerte, she came to me and was like, hey, this is what she wanted to do as also a way, I guess, of there's some of you out there who have had some type of relationship with Santa Muerte or whatever the case is, you know. But so basically, what she said is, hey, do a Muerte Mojo bag for a couple people, you know, do a Muerte Mojo bag, and I'm like, I'm trying to sleep, okay. Look at my eyes, man. I am not lying to you. So yeah, so that's when I'm here. For those who want to know more about that, obviously, you can find there's a link that will be in the description box for that. Okay. Now, I strongly suggest if you do take advantage of that you pick one area. Sit back and think for a minute. Sit back and think. Because another thing, what I'm going to end up doing is for each and every person, first and foremost, before we just go throwing shit in a bag, I'm going to divine your situation. Get quiet. Me and Santissimi are going to take a look at this. She's going to show me what you need, what this bag needs for what you have requested. For what you have requested, okay? And there's a lot of factors that you don't know. We're going to check those out, okay? So each bag is going to be uniquely created for each individual. There is no two the same. This is actually very, very sacred to me. This is probably one of the most sacred things I've ever done because of my relationship with her, and the fact that if she's coming to me about this, then I needs to be on my super duper A game. And in return, she's taking me to my A game. That's why all my work is changing. The way I do all my work is changing. You know, I'm changing. And, you know, we all should be changing, you know, but that's pretty much what it is. So, in addition to that, I also have some Shangorian Van oil that we've been cooking up here. Okay? If you don't know what Van oil is, Van oil is an anointing oil. It's an all around, all purpose anointing oil. Basically, it juices up whatever magical working you're doing. It also has a cleansing effect. You can use Van oil to clean your ritualistic implements, you know, your altars, stuff like that. So I'm going to be sending off a dram to everybody who gets one of some Van oil, some Shangorian Van oil. It's about ready. Sitting here on a little small altar that you guys can't see, but it's about ready. And of course, there's going to be a PDF with instructions. When I mail it out, when I mail them out, I'm going to email each and every person the tracking number as well as a PDF with instructions on how to specifically use their Muerte Mojo bag and what not to do. Okay? And let me give you a spoiler alert. What not to do. Don't fucking open the bag. Okay? It's going to be tied up real good. Like I said, it's going to be blessed up, dressed up, caressed up, and zest up for you. Ready to go. And then I'm handing off the baton to you. And all you got to do is just follow the instructions. Like I said, put your heart and your imagination in it. I'm telling you, you're going to fucking see atomic results with this shit. Not even because I'm doing it, because I know what the hell she could do, you know? And if we're working in tandem together, then for those who want it, okay? This is not, nobody needs anything, okay? You can go online, look at how to make a Mojo bag. There's shitloads of videos, shitloads of books, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much the get down on that, you know. So I had to come on and definitely, first of all, talk about that because some of you maybe not have been thinking about Mojo bag. So a Mojo bag, however you go about it, is a great way to get a particular area in your life. And you'll notice too, as you start to get one area in alignment, because we're a holistic being, you know, everything, we tend to look at our lives as being compartmentalized. You know, I have my family here, maybe I have some friends, and I got my relationship or lack of relationship, and I got my finances, and, you know, I got my health or whatever, but we're holistic. You can't change one area without it starting to affect and change the others. You know, it's just, that's how it works. You know, that's how it works. So, without further to do, I was in some meditation here, and I actually received this from a very sexy, fine ass goddess. But maybe like right before Halloween of last year. And I went through a bunch of different shit. Like talking about her with that scythe, with that skiff. Man, man, you know. But you know what? It was necessary. And now that I look back in hindsight, she had been reaching out all this time, you know. And like I said, it's about the here and now. So I'm using this. It's the Santa Muerte Oracle deck this time. This is what I'm using here to do this particular just new moon Oracle reading for whoever this applies to. I'm pretty sure it's not going to apply to everybody, and I don't expect it to, you know. And I'm not trying to speak to everybody at this point, kind of. Sorry, but this is about whoever this is for, you know. And I also include myself in this too, you know, because I know it. But so, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, um, let us look and see what these oracle cards are saying. Maybe this might even indicate if one of these bags or whatever might be the thing for you, you know. At different times, it's different things, you know. Something I could see something, and right now, this just ain't the time for me, you know what I mean? Or you could see something and know that it's the time for you. So I don't know, and it's not. I'm not trying. You know, there's no gun to nobody's head. I don't want no ever situation like that. It's about what you feel, what your spirit leads you to do. Follow that first. Don't listen to fucking anybody. You follow that first. You know what I'm saying? Felicia Beeks, what's up? I'm gonna head to these comments. I'm gonna say hello and give my love to everybody. Okay. But the first card that I pulled, and I'm gonna kind of give my spin on this, but I'll also, I'll show you how this Oracle deck here. Actually, I probably won't. But the first one that popped up, and I know that this is part of the past. A lot of you, this has been the path that you were on leading up to now, too. Okay, this is the god of the underworld. All right, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce the name right now because I will fuck it up. Okay, but the number of this card, well, is 10. Okay, and obviously, this is also the god. In the book, it talks about how this god is the god. He's likened to a solvent, something that breaks shit apart. Okay, I know there's some of you out there that 2018, especially that last half, was a bitch. I know it was. Believe me, I know it was. And it was one. It was this. It was the solvent. It was the breaking apart of things, especially things that needed to go that your ass was never going to do on your own volition. But you want to be on the spiritual path. Okay, spirit's going to intervene and sometimes be like, you know, and if it, sometimes that shit is not pretty. It is not pretty. Doesn't always have to be all super ugly either, but there are those times in those seasons where, god damn, and that's what this is. Okay, being one, a formation. One is a manifestation of something too. One is something, but going back into the zero, 1-0. Okay, a lot of you were led back into your own spiritual selves or your spirituality, or forced to look at yourself because of this breaking apart shit, or whatever it was that was breaking apart for you back when, over the last few months specifically. It may have been maybe the last 2 years for some of you, but specifically the last 5-6 months. The last 5-6 months. They may have even been the biggest, the shittiest of times and the best of times all at the same time. A lot of times that's how the shit works out too. Okay? Where we're at now, this is the card 32. Okay? Excuse my stomach. Now you'll notice Santissimi right here. Okay? Notice this dude, right? He's not coming out of the grave. He's going into the grave. Okay? He's going into the grave. Number 32, that's a 5. Okay? 5 is movement. 5 is also transition, moving somewhere, transitioning to somewhere, moving, transporting, going, right? This is likened to a crossroads too. But at the same time, you have two different polarities. You see him going into the ground, into the grave. She's welcoming him into the grave. And he's tipping his hat to her. But you also see this. This is the moon coming out of the new moon. And that's coming into a new life of things, So you have death and life going on here. And one of the main messages of this card is to take a look at your current life right now, whatever crossroads you may be at, and figure out what the hell needs to be done away with and all this other stuff before you start putting shit back together again. Okay? That's a very important part of this message. But I love the artwork on this card, man. This shit is fire. Now, depending on how you do that, it leads us right here. This is also the present, but it's also the future. Because every time the future comes, it's in the present, Now, you see a bunch of different people, individuals, well, skeletons and shit, right? This represents all the bullshit you did, all the good shit you did. Everything is equaling up to you right now. All the choices, decisions, You can either stay in the same cycle or you can choose something different. You know what I'm saying? The choice is going to be up to you. Like, ain't nobody going to make you or force you to do anything. You know what I'm saying? And the number for this is 2 and a 4. Okay? There's still that partnership aspect of this. The 2. Okay? And I would even liken that to say the partnership between you and your inner daemon or your higher self or whatever you want to call that. You know, the most important relationship that is always going to be, you know. And then the four. Four is coming back into physical manifestation. Four is structure. Four is foundation, you know. So, what choices are you going to make? Okay. Now, mind you, we're right on the eve of a new moon here. We got a new moon coming up in, I think, 3 or 4 days or something like that. So, this is also a wonderful time to start new things. Okay. Start new things. I mean, you don't need a new moon for that. You can do it at any time. And I strongly suggest eventually we get out of this shit. Okay. We get out of thinking that it has to be at a certain time, has to be in a, certain phase of the moon, certain, I mean, yeah, that has its validity to an extent. But at some point in time, we have to also understand that we can supersede those things. I've always said that. And I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about a retrograde, because there's so many people that are so fucking scared of retrogrades and shit. And it's like, look, I guarantee you, if you do your research, okay, you can look at every retrograde, especially look at the last retrograde. And I bet you there was somebody who made a fuckload of money, who started a business that's even probably doing 10 times better now than it was then. And they always say, don't start nothing during a retrograde, don't this, don't that. I do agree that sometimes some fluky ass shit can happen during a retrograde. Texts don't get sent, even though you sent them. Emails go ballistic. Sometimes electronics can go ballistics. Your car, whatever. Yes, those things may happen, okay? But my point is, don't be a bitch to these things, because you're more powerful than that shit. I mean, it's okay to go with the current, okay? It's okay. It's all right. That's fine. But if you need to do something on a magical or energetic level, and let's say the moon is waning, and you're like, well, I gotta wait till the moon's, waxing or getting. No, fuck that. If you gotta do something now, you gotta do something now. You gotta do this now. Fuck that. So I don't know why that that came up, but anyways, so yeah, what choice are you going to make now? And this is something that we all need to be asking ourselves, as well as for a lot of you right now too, your skill, your ability, for lack of a better word, your powers are peak, but you need to get more focused and situated with certain things, especially concerning your work, okay? Because other than that, you're going to be scattered like a regular light from a light bulb as opposed to that laser, you know? That's where it comes in at. So some of you just need to tap into that. And like I said, that comes also back down to some of these choices. Some of you are making choices on a subconscious level which are going to keep you distracted, okay? Because you're afraid. You might be on one layer afraid of failing, but on another layer, you're afraid of what that would mean you are. So, I've babbled on long enough. But yeah, that was the new moon oracle read quickly. As you know, I don't really fuck with oracle cards or tarot cards like that. I do playing cards and stuff. But yeah, so but I wanted to do that, and I remember when this deck came to me and was put in my hands, and you know, because of the different situations and things that was going on like that. When you got a lot of bullshit going on in your life, sometimes it's gonna fuck up your magic. Because it's gonna fuck up your head. You're gonna be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to fucking focus. The moment you try and focus, your body's gonna start screaming, you need to do something. Why are you just sitting here? What are you doing? What the fuck are you closing your eyes and just breathing for? What is that gonna do? But yeah, so let's go look at the comments real quick and see what is going on. What's happening, everybody? I see y'all chilling over here, huh? Soul Therapy Tarot says, I was wondering on the moon thing. I don't know exactly how you was wondering, but I ended up following my intuition without thinking. That's kind of a good thing. Sanchez! What's happening, Sanchez? You drinking, Sanchez? You having a sip? Taking a nip or something? Felicia Beeks. Let me see here. Burmjaz. Bubblegum. What's going on, Bubblegum? Oh no. Edika Livingston. Hello, hello. If I didn't say anything, Gypsy Doll. Stop. It keeps saying like you touch the screen and it says actions, the little action screen. No, I just want to scroll back. That's all. This thing be acting like a little biatch. No, I don't want actions. I don't want to stop it. So I can't go back in the comments. Um, Adika Livingston. That's right. Well, you can just go to shango-ray.com, or you can wait till after this video is processed and shit, and then I can edit it and do whatever. If you're interested in that. If it's for you. I really wanted to go to, I mean, she ain't telling me this shit for no reason. So I'm very excited about whoever this is for, you know. And I know it's not for everybody, and that's cool. I'm not trying to make 1,000 fucking Mojo bags, you know. I'm gonna put my foot in each and every one of these that come in, and whether that's one or whether that's 10, you know. And like I said, it is the perfect time. The whole moon thing is for, I don't know what you was referring to with the moon thing, Miss Soul Tarot, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of people are so confined in their perceptions, you know, and sometimes we got to step back from that, you know, and really take a look at what matters most, you know what I'm saying, which is the fact that you have the ability, you got the power, you can do work your fucking magic. Like, you're not a slave to these astrological things. You know, you got people who swear by certain shit, and you know what, I'm not here to argue, and I'm not here to debate. You know, if you truly believe with all your heart that when Mercury comes around, you're going to get a foot up your ass, more than likely you're going to find a foot up your ass, okay? And I'm not going to argue with you, okay? Well, every Mercury comes around, I get fucked up. Okay, well, then you're right. You're right. You know what I'm saying? You're right. But I'm just saying, personally speaking, I've even questioned, why do I feel like, you know, I'm always questioning myself now a lot about everything, you know, and not like in a nagging way, but just more in a curious way, like, because that's also showing me what do I truly believe, you know? I think we all need to be, not need to, but it would be advantageous to do an inventory on your beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I believing, and why? Why am I believing this shit? You know, and is it true? Is it empirically true, or is it just true for me in this context because I'm co-signing to it? You know, and like I said, you got people that say the Earth is flat. You got people that say it's a donut. You got people that say that all the stars, all that shit is fake. You know, hey, to them I say, you're all right. All of you are right. Okay? I have no dog in any fights. I can always sit back and say, that's interesting. That may be true. You know, I don't fucking know. You know, but yeah, so my point is, just don't be a bitch to things. You know, venture out, try shit, experiment. You know what I mean? Going down to the bottom now. Burn Block says, I'm still alive and I don't never pay attention. Right? They say God looks after fools and children. Magic can be done anytime it's your intention that the universe responds to. Says Felicia Beeks. That's the truth. That's the truth, man. Because I tell you what, I done did shit before during the right time, during the right hour, and all that, and it did not work out like I wanted it to. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's like, for some people, doing it at the right hour, at the right day, at the right phase of moon, is what allows them to believe that the shit's going to work. And then you got somebody else who could just be like, my shit's going to work. I know how to get in the right state where I know my shit's going to work. You know, it may take some time, but hey, it's going to work. Okay? As long as you work it, you know? So I don't know. It's always an interesting thing. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it comes quick, sometimes it takes its time. It's going to be at the right time, you know? We got to get out that whole timing thing a lot of times, you know? And the hardest part of doing that is when it's an emergency, you know, when it's something like you need tomorrow or in hours from now. But I've seen it happen. It has been done. I've done it. I'm sure many of you have done it. That's my stomach. Ask and shall receive. Yeah, you gotta know, man. You gotta know intention, intention, intention. That is the key to magic. That is like the four, the number four to magic, the foundation. Without the intention, you're dead in the water. You don't got nothing. You know. Somebody asked if I can control a will. You know, it's not even about controlling the will. It's that most people do not have a will. They have flimsy wishes and like flimsy, airy, fluffy fart desires. And that's not a will. You know, a will is a will. You know, there's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. So, how's everybody else doing? How y'all doing so far? How y'all doing so far? Oh, well, let me see what's going on here. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm just asking everybody, Miss Glenn. You crazy, Miss Glenn. Well, mind over matter, and some would say mind is the matter. You know, mind is the matter. So that's pretty much, you know, if you go into your Kabbalion and all that hermetic laws of this particular, and who's to say those are, you know, absolute outside of the realm of this shit, you know? But I know definitely within this three-dimensional realm and stuff like that, you better believe your ass, this shit is pretty spot on. Well, someone asked if we make the mojo ourselves, what ingredients do I suggest? Once again, that would depend on, you need to do your due diligence, okay? You need to first figure out exactly what you're making it for. Then you can set an intention, there's that word again, to find the ingredients or find whatever that you need. So, like, for example, are you going to put herbs in it? Are you going to put crystals in it? You would want to look and research what kind of crystals correspond to your agenda, to your intentions, what kind of herbs, what kind of essential oils, what other kinds of curio, what kind of style are you going to make the mojo bag in? Are you doing it traditional hoodoo? Are you doing more chaos magic? Like, there's a lot of different variables, you see? So with money, like I would research, you know, I would research herbs that correspond with money. I would research crystals that correspond with money. Um, and like I said, there's a lot of other different things. There's curio things, you know. You might want a black cat bone for that, you know. Shit, you might you might want lodestones. You might want like I mean, it goes on, you know. And the best guide if you're going to do it by yourself for what you may think you need is going to be you. You know, so if I was you, I'd be writing down. Or first of all, I write down what my intention is. Okay, this is what I want to make this mojo bag. Okay, so like I said, let me research herbs, crystals, you know, different things. What types of oil can I feed it? You know, you can feed it cigar smoke. You can feed it sprays of whiskey or rum, or you know, it might want something else. You know, that's the other thing. You got to learn to listen to your intuition because your intuition will guide you to what is right for you. You know, there's no cookie cutter thing. You know. Well, Lelunda Wiley, I'm so glad about that. That's good. Carfoot. I don't know what Carfoot is, Pips, but see, you know, Felicia, but you guys, you see, you got suggestions here, and then what happens was you're gonna come across a lot of information once you start googling shit, but you can write down a bunch of things and then later go back and be like, you know, just what intuitively, like, yeah, I think that, you know, I might want some basil in this shit. I might want cinnamon in it. I might, you know, it goes on and on. It goes on and on. You know, it goes on and on. So if you're gonna do it yourself, that's what I would suggest you do. You know, you can dig up your cat. Ah, hey, let me tell you though, that black cat bone shit. Yeah, yes, it works. But yeah, so I mean, that's part of the journey, and part of and having a mindset to experiment. You know, maybe your bag may not work as great the first time. You may only need three ingredients. You know, you may need just like one, or you might need three. I mean, I do things. I like to. I follow, and once again, why? But I follow traditional, things like you put one in, or you can put three things in, or you can put five things, or seven things, or nine things, or 11. They usually say you don't want to put too much shit. It's not a big bag. What's most important, once again, like Miss Bleak said, is the intention. That's it. You know, exactly. Look, that's also another one, a magnet. You can go somewhere and buy one of them little circular magnets or whatever. And also, in my personal opinion, if it's for you, by you, if it's a FUBU, all right, it's important to know and understand your own symbology. What says money for you? Because what says money to me might not say money for you. If I'm making my own Mojo bag, then I'm going to use things that elicit wealth and prosperity and money from me, you know, and that might not be the same for you, So if you're going to do it yourself, you want to know your personal, symbologies too. And don't be afraid to look around or cop a book or something about it. Or if you got Kindle Unlimited, you can read all kinds of books. If you got Scribd, you can go find all kinds of books that you can read, even just to get ideas. Even if you're not going to follow them step by step, just to get ideas for yourself. Just like musicians listen to other music to get ideas. People in advertising, they got what's called swipe files. So they'll, go and copy certain campaigns or certain, headlines that really inspired them. Damn, that was a good headline right there. That was a good this or that. It's called swipe file. So when they need inspiration, they go and check that shit out. Oh, okay. I can use this. I could tweak that. I could do that. So like I said, it's all based on intention, and it's if you're going to make it for yourself, make sure you incorporate your own symbology. What means that to you? And it's put it in there. Then, of course, you can also affix different things outside of the bag. So, yeah. Who said Palo Santo? I just got two Palo Santos. Ingredients should work in harmony, Ladybug. Yeah, that's a. And let me say something on that. That's a good point, Ladybug. She said ingredients should work in harmony. So if it's about money, you want the ingredients to be focused on just money, not money, health, and all this other shit, and protection, and keep this away and all that stuff like that. You want to focus on money. And what is money to you? What does money mean to you? Does money mean freedom? Does money mean, whatever, choice, or I don't know, So you want the ingredients to focus around that. You don't want a bunch of scattered shit, you know. That's a very good point. Thank you for that, Miss Ladybug. That's a good point. But anyways, I hope y'all are well, and I hope y'all are enjoying your Saturday and having a good time. Or if you're just chilling at home, drinking wine, or doing whatever you're doing, I hope that you guys are well. And Philston says, where can I get Florida water at? You can get Florida water at Walmart. You can get it at CVS if you have a CVS around there. They're like $3 and something cents. If you have the patience to wait a few days, you can order it on Amazon or you can order it on eBay. They're dirt cheap. I'm not going to debate with you. That sounds about right to me. Miss Beak says, I beg to differ. Oh, wait. Because you want to attract the money, yes, but you also want to keep and protect the money in your hand. Depends on how you want to make your Mojo bag. I would say that's a very intelligent way to do it. And when I was actually saying that, I was like, yeah, well, it could have something to whereas, you want to keep, because obviously you want to keep it, but obviously you want a constant flow or whatever. However the fuck you want to, hook it up is right. In my opinion, that's right. That is absolutely right. What about putting water out to drink it? I mean, there's so many different ways. There's so many different ways. There's some people where it just seems like nothing works for them. And, I have to ask, like, what is the common denominator then of something like that? If you've tried all these different modalities, all these different techniques, and nothing works, it's the same. I say that to say that you can make anything work, but if nothing is working, then we have to look at ourselves. I'll say it like that. But anyways, I want to wish you guys a very good night, though, and I will be seeing you guys very soon tomorrow. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, Sunday. We'll do a sexy Sunday with ShanGO. Um, the subconscious mind not cooperating. Eliel, it's always a pleasure to see you too. In response to, yeah, that's another good point. Yeah, that's but part of doing something like any type of magic ritual is getting, you can get. Okay, let me say it like this: you can get things right on the outside by getting them right here, and then it translates that way. Okay, the same way I can be doing a magic ritual physically, and simultaneously I'm programming my subconscious mind. You know, now I can do it in a theta state. I can do it in a waking state. I mean, there's different ways to go about it. You can go from the inside out, or you can get to the inside from the outside. It's like from the top down or from the down up. There's different ways. There's different ways. Oh, that's cool. Water from Japan. That's what's up. Blockages sometimes detract us from happiness. This year's been amazing manifesting. Yes, it has, Bumbach. Yes, it has. It certainly has. And I'll say the good, the bad, the ugly, because it's all relevant. It definitely is, and it definitely. If it's not exactly what you want or you desire, then it's teaching you something. If you're able to listen to it, if you're willing to listen to it, if you're willing to look at it, it wants to show you. So that's the thing. It's not your mortal enemy. Um, and like I've always said a lot of times, it's a famous saying too. Like, is it happening to you or is it happening for you? That's up to the individual to determine. You know. So, anyways, I want to say peace and blessings to everybody. And you know, I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful Saturday night. I'll be back tomorrow though. I'll be back tomorrow. It's time I get some ShanGO DX out. So I'm kind of excited for that. And so like I said, peace and blessings to everybody, and looking forward to seeing you guys on that, okay? You came on just in time, Ms. Glenn. Birdie Gracia. That's a long answer right there. There's not one definitive answer for that. I don't believe.